C.
English?
Yes, please.
For this event, you will have 10 minutes to present your case to the judges. If your presentation is less than 5 minutes long, a penalty of 1 point will be deducted for every 30 seconds. If after 10 minutes you have not completed your presentation, you will be stopped and ordered to conclude the presentation. There will be no question period for this round of presentation. During the presentation, I will indicate the remaining time when 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and 30 seconds remain using a card, and the last 10 seconds using my fingers. I remind you that under no circumstances can you mention the origin of your university under penalty of being penalized. I will now ask the judges to introduce themselves, after which you can begin your presentation.
Hi, I'm Christelle Butler-Logston, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Santec.
Hi, I'm Charles Vaudeville, Sales Director for Nada Breweries.
Hi, I'm Joyce McLean from Agorize. I'm in charge of open innovation.
Benoît Giroussens, Strategy Director for REAC.
Christian Laroche, Vice President of Product and Innovation at First Financial.
I think, therefore I am. These famous words from René Descartes cannot be truer because every single day humans have thousands of different thoughts and emotions. However, it's up to ourselves to act upon it, and that's how it's typically been up until recently. Now, your technology truly is amazingly innovative, and with the right guidance, we believe that you can effectively penetrate the market with it to achieve long-term success. I, along with my colleagues Roman and Abdoulaye, I am Matsir, and we are RAM Consulting, presenting you today, reacting to your workforce. Now, before I dive into why exactly we're here today, I want to tell you a little bit more about ourselves. Here at RAM Consulting, we specialize in advising startups with a truly innovative technology on how to effectively penetrate the market sustainably and with force. And that is why we're here today with you and your incredible React technology. So, overall, we're here to talk today a little bit how we plan on using the $10,000 that was specified to identify market and penetrate it. Throughout the course of our presentation, we're going to tell you a little bit more about the opportunity that we see in the marketplace, how we plan on advising you to exploit it, and overall what some of the financial implications of this strategy could be. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Now, the first thing that we see overall in the marketplace is in the workforce. And Canada itself ranks 4th in the entire world in employee turnover at 16%, behind only France, the UK, and the US. Now, turnover costs in Canada alone result for corporations to sustain a cost of approximately $18,000 per employee that they lose in the professional services alone. That is a monumental cost that people are often finding ways, that companies are often trying to find ways to reduce and address. Lastly, in Canada, there are over 1.7 million individuals working in the professional services sector. It's approximately 10% of the overall working population and is very prominent. That is where we overall see the opportunity. So, what we have today to take away from this key opportunity that we see is that employee turnover is a major cost driver for corporations in Canada, and they're looking for ways to address it, potentially using Santec's React technology. And that's where we come to our idea. What we have proposed is that you target the professional services sector in Canada. What we believed you could do was use the React technology with employees that work at corporations and see what really makes them tick, what makes them excel at their job, and perhaps what parts of their job don't they enjoy so much. Overall, we believe that you can provide data to the HR companies of the employers so that they could then see what they need to change in terms of employee initiatives, and overall, how can they improve employee performance at their company. Now, what exactly will this look like? Let's walk through it a little bit. Let's say employee Joe is another day at the job. He has the wristband and the headband of the React technology on. Overall, he's getting frustrated and perhaps he's a little burnt out that day. What we believe that you can track is what caused this, what really led up to this event, and overall you want to advise the company on how they can address this and what initiatives can be taken with this employee. Now, what exactly will be tracked? Several key data points that we believe that you could take with using the React technology would be finding out what caused an employee to perhaps take an unexpected break. What was going through their head at the time and what led up to it. Another would be that monitoring their stress levels by monitoring their pupils throughout the day to see, as they go about the course of their events, what's really changing with different types of stress levels. And then another thing is what gets them in the zone. We've all been there at work where we really get into the work that we're doing, and what are the events that anticipated it, and what are they feeling at that point in time. And lastly, we could think about you can monitor the different ways in which they react to company initiatives, such as HR initiatives or team building activities, to really see how effective that they truly are. Next, I'll pass it on to my colleague Abdullah, who will walk you through the marketing of this implementation.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Matthew. So now we're going to talk about the target market. So we believe that the ideal target market for this opportunity are small to medium-sized enterprise located in Canada that are sort of experiencing high turnover ratios. Basically, most of the time, those companies are located in the professional service industry, and basically they suffer a lot from this turnover ratio that occurs within their industry. As our colleague Matthew said, there's a cost of $18,000 per employee in the professional service industry every single time somebody quit their job. And we believe that our product can actually help those people solve this huge problem. Overall, those companies actually have tried to solve this problem, but they were not really successful in doing this throughout the years. So how will we target this market? So basically, through a few things. One, we want to do this through direct sales. Basically, having our salespeople or outsourced salespeople going directly to them and explaining the key point of our product, how our product can actually help them. So basically, we know that it's really hard for your company to experience high turnover ratio and low morale. What can we do for your company in this sense? We can actually help you reduce this high turnover ratio and help your employees actually have more morale so that that increase their productivity throughout the years. And also, basically, we want to start a business, this new segment of the business in Vancouver, Montreal, and Toronto, because they are very hype cities where you find a lot of people and a lot of turnover rates in those cities. Next, how is the business model going to work now? So think about it for a moment. We want to visit the clients once or 4 times a year, depending on what the clients exactly want and how much money he's willing to pay. Then, what we do basically, we collect information about the employees. Basically, they have the wristband and the headband, and throughout the days, for 7 hours, basically, we collect information on what exactly happened and what is the problem and how we can actually help them solve that. Once we collected the information, basically, we present that report to the clients, and finally, we follow up with the clients to make sure that everything goes right and also see the satisfaction. Next, I will pass the floor to my colleague Ramen to talk about the financials.
Thank you very much.
The implementations.
So it goes without saying, tomorrow we want to outsource and get as many leads as possible. We want to outsource the sales, essentially. We feel like this is such a great product that essentially we're going to have quite a big conversion rate. People will want to hear about this. So we want to essentially outsource and perform market research, because at this point we're probably not doing this. You are working in video games and movies. This is a new product. This is a new service. So we would need to pursue with some market research, see whether this technology is capable of helping your new potential clients. Once we get the lead generations going, like I said, we feel like we're going to be able to get as many people on board, at least to listen to what it is. We want to book meetings and with our potential clients, with our potential early adopters, and sell them on the human part of sustainability. Your employees are going to be happier overall, and the more standard sustainability efforts, such as removing all paper from work that we usually have. And 4 to 6 months, we'd like to close the deals and begin traveling and providing this service to as many people as we can. How did we get to our target market? So we have approximately 100,000 SMEs in Canada, out of which our target market is 10%, which is the financial services, or rather professional services, out of which 50% of them will most likely have higher turnover. So our target market is 50,000. We'd like to, on average, see them at least 4 times per year, and we'd like to charge them maybe $12.50 per every time we see them. So this comes down to $250 million if we convert only 1%, which is, we think is, with this technology, it's possible, people will listen to you. We can get approximately $2.5 million annual sales. How are we going to spend the $10,000? As follows. Sales services, lead generation, typical $4,000. The market research, $2,000, and the travel expenses would be the remainder $4,000 for a total of $10,000. And little closing remarks.
So now as we take a step back and remind ourselves why we're here today. You at SunTech have this innovative technology. It truly is incredible that you can monitor the human mind and then be able to extract data from it. And given that there is such a vast array of places that you can go, there has to be certain that you're choosing the right one and not the wrong one. And we believe that by following our strategy today and pursuing employers in the workforce, we're looking for ways to reduce their turnover of their company. We believe that you can find yourselves a strong niche that you can effectively expand upon. And overall, we look forward to hearing from you further about how we can further pursue this opportunity and advise you in your efforts. Thank you very much.